Is it imported? I don't know. Maybe it's local. Oh, here is the deal. Eggs. Elderly people diapers. Probably need them sooner than I'm thinking. I don't know anything about wine. I know Chinese wine isn't good. There's a lot of fruit here that I have never seen before. So I've heard a lot, especially recently, about the the hike in food prices back in North America, especially the US. So I thought that I'd take you guys on a little tour of a local Chinese grocery store, supermarket. And I'll try to show as many different prices of things that I can. Now, I have heard with all the bird flu and everything that's going on in the US that some egg prices in places have gone up to $5 or more. So we're going to try to find some eggs here and compare it to that price. Now, anything that you see on here, I'm just going to say the local currency, renminbi. That's what shows on the price tags here. But on the screen somewhere after I show it, I'll put a little blurb of USD and Canadian dollars. Now, one thing in China, they always have like so many different colorful options to purchase, like little specials. So this is just popcorn in big containers. Now, here are some just regular old bananas. So this bunch here is about 17 renminbi, and you get seven bananas for 17 renminbi. Here is milk. So a carton of milk, which is, roughly a liter, will run about 14 renminbi. And this is more of a local supermarket that I'm in called Yonghui. Now there are more upscale versions of this. There's a Bravo Yonghui, there's Olay, there's many different other supermarkets around and throughout China. This is just one. It's pretty local. Now this here is apples, obviously. So apples will run you about 7 renminbi per jin. So a jin is 500 grams. So that's what all Chinese measurements are for this type of thing. Is jin is 500 grams, and then gong jin is a kilo. So here you have 8 renminbi for 500 grams for apples. But there are cheaper ones. Here's a pear. So you can get a pear for 4.5 renminbi for 500 grams. And I think this one here, I've had it once. It's kind of a cross between a pear and an apple, I believe. It's kind of a more specialty fruit. So this here runs 4 renminbi for 500 grams. Everything here comes wrapped in these little cushions. I guess that's for shipping purposes. Over here you have dragon fruit. So whenever you eat dragon fruit, you have to remember the second day that you had the dragon fruit. For those of you who have had dragon fruit and then the next day comes along and you forgot, it's a bit of a panic situation. So just keep that in mind if you have some purple dragon fruit. So these will run about 6 renminbi for 500 grams. Now, one thing in China that I've really noticed are the amount of different oranges or tangerines, clementines, I don't know what you want to call them. But there's so many different varieties here, all different sizes, different textures, different flavors. So the cheapest one that I can see here is 3 renminbi for 500 grams. And the most expensive one is, I think it's this one. So 8 renminbi for 500 grams. Now, since moving to China, you know, compared to where I'm from in Canada, the fruit selection is much more vast. There's a lot of fruit here that I have never seen before. It's also much more fresh. So, you know, having a strawberry here in China is just so much more sweet. It's not as like crunchy, I guess, as in Canada. I don't know if that's different strains of strawberries, but that's just one thing that I've noticed since moving to China over the past few years. Here you have watermelon, which Chinese people love watermelons, like absolutely love watermelons. So this kind, I think this bigger one here, this big papa, that's 7.5 RMB for 500 grams. And I think these smaller ones, these guys, they'll run you about 7 RMB for 500 grams. You have pineapple, different kinds of pineapple. So the more expensive one is 10 RMB for 500. And then the cheaper one is 4 RMB. I don't know what the difference is. This one here looks more pink around the top. Guess it's a specialty pineapple. What else can we find here? Now, I showed you the milk. There's yogurt. So, I mean, this one's on sale. It looks pretty popular. It's about 16 renminbi for 16 cartons, 100 grams each. This one here looks familiar. Is that a Western brand? Does anyone know? That one is 13 renminbi for 8 containers. Over here you have some spices. You have like these specialty garlic, I think. And then you have ginger. So ginger is 10 renminbi for 500 grams. Onions, these nice big onions. So they are 3 renminbi for 500 grams. Now, one thing I do miss about back home compared to here is that here they don't really have like the American style sliced cheese. Now, some people love it, some people hate it, but all you find is some imports. Like this is French, I think, by the look of that little flag. So these are, you know, about 20 renminbi for 16 pieces? No, for 6 pieces. I think that's pretty expensive for some sliced cheese. Now we're getting into the seafood. So you have some, I don't know what these are. Fish, eel. Now everything here is all pretty open. Oh, here's some squid. Everything here is pretty open, and you just kind of pick it up and bag it yourself. All variety of prices. Here you have a guy, he will carve it all up for you. So if you want to purchase it but you don't want to gut it yourself, take it to this guy and he'll take care of that for you. That's pretty convenient. They even have all these live options over here. It almost feels like I'm in an aquarium or something. There's so much. Now I just found some pork. So pork here is about 11 renminbi for 500 grams. At least what that says. But there's different kinds. So I mean, here it looks like some pork belly for 14 renminbi. Or you have some ground pork for 19 renminbi. Now, pork is pretty popular here in China. It's much more popular than beef. Here are some intestines. I'm going to say that's pork. So if you're interested in that one, it's about 28 renminbi for 500 grams. Little too pricey for my blood. Here are the chicken feet. So chicken feet are 18 renminbi for 500 grams. And you can see all these people, they're just, picking it themselves. It's all open. Oh, over here you have some shrimp. You have clams. So that shrimp there is, I think, 30 renminbi. Again, for 500 grams. Here's potatoes, a staple where I'm from. So potatoes will run you 270 for 500 grams. It says new potatoes. And you can see like all the vegetables here. Now the average price for this is 5-6 renminbi for 500 grams. Now some of you might recognize this one. So this will run you 3 renminbi for 500 grams. So I don't think that's a bad price at all. And then you have a bunch of leafy greens this way. So a lot of these I know I don't see back home at all. You have some options for leafy greens like lettuce or something, but it's not like, I don't know, you just don't see enough of this back home. But I think that's the climate, has a big role to play there. So here's some more apples. These are more expensive. So these ones, this is a crystal apple. Is that true? Crystal. Here you have a red rose. So these ones are a little more expensive at about 11 renminbi. Here are some strawberries now. These are pre-packaged. You can get some that aren't pre-packaged over there. But these here are about 20 renminbi for 500 grams of strawberries. And like I said before, they're pretty tasty here. And here are blueberries. We'll just go with the price of the middle one because I didn't know there are this many different kinds of blueberries. But that's about 16 renminbi for 125 grams. I'll give you one more example of fruit here. So you have grapes. These green grapes are, I believe that they are 16 renminbi for 500 grams. And then these, other grapes are 14 renminbi. Now it gives you a little idea of the produce and what it costs here. I mean, for what we saw, pork, some fruit, vegetables. Now here's wine. I don't know anything about wine. I know Chinese wine isn't good. I'd assume that some of these are imports. I don't know. I don't know where Montez is from. Chile. So Chilean Cabernet Sauvignon 2020 is 110 renminbi for the bottle. I don't know, like I said, I don't drink a whole lot of wine or anything. I don't actually drink, so I don't know about any of these prices. What is this thing? Who knows what this is? It says 60% alcohol, and it's 5-liter jugs. There's a couple different brands. This jug is 130 renminbi. But then, I mean, down here you have a 4-liter jug for 40 renminbi. I don't know, is that a cooking wine or something I'm looking at? What else? Ah, here's some Jack Daniels. So is this the regular Jack, the black label? So that will be 170 renminbi for 700 mils. You have Absolute Vodka, 95 renminbi. And then you have, like, you know, these sparkling cocktails. I think, what are these with? Rum or vodka? These real ones. They have a few others here, a few other options, but these are $8.50 a can. And they also have just a wide selection of beer. So here we have some Heineken. Here's a 6-pack of 330 mils for 40 renminbi. So I don't drink anymore, but I think that's about the same price as what you pay anywhere else in the world. I don't know. Listen, if you guys enjoy this stuff, if you want to see more content of me traveling around, smash that like button. Just give it a big old smash, a little whoosh, and please subscribe, because it does help a lot, and it tells me that you guys want more of this. So please do that right now. Just go ahead, click, 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 and let's continue on. Here you can get all your grains, millets, some seeds, peanuts. Oh, here is the deal, eggs. So let's see what these cost. Now this one here looks to be on sale. There are 20 eggs in here, and it costs about 20 renminbi. Is that the cheapest one that they have? So this one here, I think, is a better deal even. There are 30 eggs in this carton, and it costs 26 renminbi. So, you know, compared to the $5 or $6 US for a dozen, I think that's quite a big difference. And then here you can pick the eggs by yourself. So it's just a bunch of loose eggs. Fill up your carton for 8 renminbi for 500 grams of eggs. I have no idea how many eggs 500 grams is, so don't go asking, but you know, now you know. Here's flour. So what, they have these big old fellas. I think that's 5 kilos of flour for 24 renminbi. Now, I mean, if you get into the smaller, more specialty ones, this one looks like a whole wheat or something. Whole grain, I have no idea. But that's 2 kilos for 24 renminbi. Now this wall here in front of me is cooking oil. So here's like, what, sunflower seed oil. So you get 6 liters for 82 renminbi. Rice is a big thing here in China, as it is throughout all of Asia, at least Southeast Asia, right? I mean, it's huge. It has to be at every meal, basically. So I mean, just an average bag of rice. Where's some Chinese rice? I'm gonna butcher this, but this might be a Chinese brand. And it's 5 kilos for 30 renminbi. So many different options for rice. You know, when I was growing up back home, we always had rice out of a box, or you know, those Uncle Ben's rice bags. You just heat them up in the microwave. Here they don't do that. They just have nice fresh rice. You know, make it in a rice cooker most of the time. It tastes a lot better. They know what they're doing when it comes to rice. here I found a drink aisle. So there's some Coke. So for example, here's a 6-pack cans of Coke for 11 RMB. Here's a 2-liter jug of Coke. Now I know you'd find that in most supermarkets back home. Here's the regular Coke. I think that is $7.50. Oh no, that's for the no sugar Coke, for the Coke Zero. This one is the regular, $6.50 for a regular 2-liter jug of Coca-Cola. Is that comparable to US or Canada? Here you can get the 550 mils of water for $1.20. Oh, now would you look at this? Oreos. A whole wall of Oreos. Now this is, I don't know, we don't have these options back home. Oh, what is this? It's a cross between Ritz and Oreos. Must be like half the box Oreo, half Ritz. That'd be pretty good. This here looks like a matcha ice cream. Oh, they have this one. It's a fig. And, I don't know, mint? They have a rose or something. So many different options. This one here looks like a white peach flavor maybe. They have a raspberry, blueberry. And they may have this big wall of all these Oreos, but you know one thing I don't see is double stuff or triple stuff or all the stuff. What else can we find around here that you'd see outside of China that we can compare to? They have a lot of these. They're like, I don't know, this whole kind of wall is like different flavored cakes, bready things. Almost like a Twinkie or something, but they have different flavors in them. This one here is actually shaped like a banana. There's a little monkey. So they have some different things here. Here's like protein powder, this one says, but I believe it is powdered milk. So a lot of people here will drink powdered milk. And I mean a bag of this. This one's from New Zealand actually. A kilo of powdered milk for 70 renminbi. I've never knowingly had powdered milk. Do you just mix it with water? Oh, here's some oatmeal. So this is a 1.5 kilos. 1.5 kilos for 24 renminbi. Here they have a bunch of toothpaste. I mean, I don't know. They have different brands, obviously. Some are probably imported, some are probably domestic. But the average going price for a tube of toothpaste that I can see is about 18 renminbi. It'll go up or down from there. Here we have toilet paper. Now Vinda is pretty popular here. I see it in most stores. Is it imported? I don't know. Maybe it's local. But this is a pack of 12 for 20 renminbi. Now here's a more expensive one, Tempo. I think that there's 10 in here for 30 renminbi. That's something everyone uses, right? Unless you're in like Japan, you have those, those spray toilets. Oh, I don't need any of these yet, but I mean, someday. Some elderly people diapers. Probably need them sooner than I'm thinking, you know? And here are just regular baby diapers. So what are these? Small size? I don't know how big kids are. I don't have any kids, but 58 of these things for 60 RMB. Are those diapers? Or are these diapers? I know Pampers or something with diapers. There's 42 for 110 RMB. And in most stores, not even just supermarkets or anything, but they always have like a wall of these instant noodles, which, man, I friggin' love me some instant noodles. So let's say, you know, a pack of, I think these are 5 or 6. Yeah, about 20 RMB for a pack of 5. Here they have, just on the other side of that, they have a bunch of cup noodles. So again, all these cup noodles, just a big wall of them. And the average price for one of these is, I'd say 5 RMB. And there's some local brands here. They have this guy. I know this guy's pretty popular. I think it's a Korean brand, if I'm not mistaken. One of my favorites. So yeah, guys, I think that's probably going to be it for this video. I'll end it here in the classic instant noodle aisle. But, you know, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have, you know, if these prices are different than what you see in your supermarket, you know, put your price down below and let's compare. I want to see that because I've been really living outside of China for the past more than 5 years. So I want to know where the prices have gotten to. Have they gotten that high? Is there much of a big difference? So let me know down in the comments, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.